YouTube, what is going on? Crowder here today, and I'm bringing you guys a brand new video. Today's video is going to be how to drop more kills in Warzone. So last video we talked about kind of, upping your KD and like how to get more opportunities to get kills and all of that stuff. And that was more for like the casual player. It could be for the more beginning player and obviously a little bit more advanced. But this one's going to be more of advanced tips on how to get those 20 bombs consistently, and as well as also those 30s and those 40s too that you see a lot of those streamers get. Depending on obviously the lobby that you have, it's going to be super important to do what I'm about to show you in this video in order to give yourself opportunities to get easy 20 bombs. And of course, maybe those 30s and those 40s. But yeah, this is going to be super important for you guys to get more opportunities to get kills. It's definitely going to help raise your KD. But this video will definitely up your average kills per game if you play like this, especially if you're more of a talented player. If you're not the most skilled player, this might not be the best tip for you. But at the same time, depending on how you play it, it actually can help you out a lot. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you guys do, like, comment, subscribe already before you even watch it. Leave a comment on what you guys want to see next. Let's get right into this video. Okay, so first off, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to find more opportunities to get kills, just like I did in the last video, but this is more advanced, and that is going to be by using helicopters. So last video, really quick, before you guys have seen anything, you saw that I used a lot of vehicles. I talked about early game kills. I stressed a lot about those kills that help you out a lot in the sense of KD. You get yourself 4 or 5 kills early, you can finish that with like 6 or 7 at the end of the game. And for a lot of casual players, that's a great game. So here, what I'm going to show you is how to get the helicopter as early as possible, and the reason why you should be getting the helicopter as early as possible. And I'm going to show you how to rotate and kind of read the zone that will help you find more people to kill early game, late game, and just in general, more overall. So as you guys can see here, I pinged the helicopter, and the reason why I do that is there's always going to be on your screen right here, it's going to say 971 meters right here. It's always going to tell you how far away the helicopter is, and depending on the angle of your drop, usually you want to wait until around like 750 to 710 meters. That's usually when I drop, sometimes a little bit earlier if you have a better drop for it. And when you're dropping, you're going to see what I do here. I drop in, I wait until it gets around like 810 there because of the angle of the drop. And now, keep note here, when I'm dropping, you can see that my cursor is actually past the helicopter, so I'm getting a good stretch towards it. This is going to give me the fastest stretch towards it. I'm going to be able to pull my chute once, and now I'm going to go straight for this helicopter off the rip of the game. So I am confident that after we get our loadouts, we're going to automatically have a helicopter, and having that helicopter is going to help us rotate the kills, like super, super easy kills early game before anyone actually gets their loadout. So here, using the helicopter, I get 1 kill, and now I see my team landing over by Superstore. I'm going to try and get some easy kills here with the helicopter and then land with them, and then after that, kind of try and clear the Superstore and then move on out from there. So I don't get any of these kills up top. I'm going to go play it safe, and now when you're using the helicopter, this is what I was going to kind of stress for even more casual players. You don't have to rotate right into the action, but you can use these helicopters to rotate on top of big buildings and have really, really good height advantage on opponents that you're fighting, and also be safe. So helicopters can be really good for casual players too, as long as you know when you're flying them that you really want to fly to a safe area, which is near the action, but not in the mix. Kind of what I just did right there was in the mix, right? Top Superstore, I'm trying to crush people with helicopters. You don't have to do that. For example, I could have just landed the helicopter down here and played it smart and immediately gotten the Superstore with my team. And that's just one way where you can land, get in the cover, find some weapons, and then take the fight, in a smart way. So yeah, this game breakdown, I'm not really going to talk about, how we cleared out Superstore and stuff like that, because this is more of just showing you how to use the helicopter in order to get those 20, 30 bombs and et cetera, et cetera. So we get our loadout, we clear Superstore, I take the helicopter to the front, and now right here is the moment that I've been talking about. Here, there is 122 people left, and there is a team of 4, aka us, with a helicopter, full plates, and a loadout, all ready to go. So basically, the next 2 teams that we fight most likely won't have their loadouts, and that's going to result in the easiest early game kills probably ever for us. And that's how you see a lot of streamers start off the game with like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 kills with like 100 left, because everybody that they fought already doesn't have a loadout, and they do, and that's like super, super important. It's even better of a tip than I gave you in my last video with the vehicles and stuff like that. So we get the UAV, we get the helicopter here, and now we're just going to take this helicopter and rotate straight into the action of kind of what I was just saying before. I'll give you an example of what I would do as a casual player, or like someone that's not super, cracked out. But here we're going to take it. We're going to go straight on top of a building here. And as soon as I landed up here, immediately I have advantage on the top. There's people below us on the UAV. We know exactly where our opponent's at. They don't have loadouts. They're still trying to loot. there is no chance this team is going to squad wipe us because of the height advantage. But backing it up, if I was more of like a casual player and I know that there's people on the minimap, you can see right here with my cursor of my mouse, you see people on the red dots. There's going to be people right there. What I would do instead of landing right on top of the building and, you know, going like really crazy and trying to get like super cracked out, you can land either back here where it's a little bit more safe on the minimap. You can land top red since it's even higher of a building. You can land even like a little bit farther past like on these storages over here, just so you're near the action, but you're not right in the mix where like as soon as you hop out, you're probably going to get into a gunfight. And that's the difference between, you know, how skilled you really think you are or how smart you really want to play it. So that's completely up to you, but that would be my biggest tip if you're watching this and you're not a super talented player that's trying to go for 30 bombs, but maybe you want to try and up your kills from 10 to 15 and you want to use this helicopter. Just use it in a little bit more of a smart fashion and it'll help you out a lot. And now just to give you a quick example of what I was talking about with the gunfights, you can see here, I land up top. This guy doesn't even have his loadout yet. I crack him because I have my loadout. And this guy has no chance to even kill me. He's trapped in a corner. He doesn't even have his loadout. I know exactly where he is. And I have an FFAR, which is obviously the best gun in the game right now, and an AUG already to start my day with, you know, already 112 left. I have 2 kills. We have loadouts, and we know exactly where a lot of the map is. So yeah, after we clean up that fight, guys, now you can easily see that it's right, you know, our helicopter is right there for us to rotate to anywhere on the map. And now you can see on the top left, there are people shooting on the mini map right here, where I'm circling it with my cursor. And just like that, I know exactly where we need to go if we want to make sure, obviously, the next fight's there. So we're going to loot those guys up. We're going to take the helicopter. And now I'm waiting for my teammates to loot, get the satchel and all that. Use this for more UAVs. And then as soon as they use that, we know where all of this is because we're getting early game UAVs. So I've showed you guys that tip, obviously. And I know a lot of you guys already know about this, but UAVs are your best friend, especially when you haven't entered the gulag already. I would definitely go UAV first over a self-revive, honestly, because of the way that you can get early game UAVs, catch them before they get their loadout, get easier kills. And if you die and you go to the gulag, you still have that second chance to, you know, have that chance to come back into the game. And especially if you watch the How to Win Your Gulags on this channel, you know that you're going to be confident to win that gulag. So here you can see on the minimap, we get a bunch of information with the UAVs that we just bought. Now we're able to take this helicopter again and go straight to the action. We see people in an open field. You're going to see us have easy kills. My teammates are going to hop out a little bit earlier so we can kind of form a pinch on them. But now I'm going to land almost into the mix, but I have a little bit of cover with these things in the with these things in the airport. Now, again, another gunfight, another fight on the team that basically stands no chance because of the helicopter and the way we're able to rotate. We're able to form like a circle around them. As you can see on the minimap, me and Merc are right here. Symphony is up here. We are now attacking this team from every single angle, and there's another team on that trailer buy that's going to be an easy collapse for us, all because of the vehicle that we're using, the way we're approaching the game. Same thing. We know the safe buy, the trailer buy right there has people on it. I'm going to take the helicopter, immediately get into the action again, and fight another team that probably doesn't have their loadout yet. And with that being said, you're going to see that right here. I'm getting easy kills again. These guys don't really have much to work with. They probably don't have full plates yet and all of that. And now with 90 people left, I already have 5 kills. Actually 91. Well, now 89. I have 5 kills and I'm ready to go to the next fight already. And that's going to be the opportunity of me seeing more people. Now, remind you one thing, though. This is also with a team of 4 really skilled players that are really good at getting kills, right? Like, if you were playing trios versus quads or duo versus trios or just duos, you can probably run into more teams and get even more kills. Right now, my teammates are obviously getting kills in these fights, too, where if you were getting into, like, more like 1v2s or 1v3s, depending on how talented you are, you'll get even more kills if you're that confident in your skill. Okay, so now skipping forward a little bit, we're going to be in the helicopter again. We still have a decent amount of health on it, nothing too crazy. We're going to be able to pick up Symphony here and now drive immediately to the next location that we need to. We've basically cleared out all of the hangars area of the map. And now this is the big thing and the most important thing for a lot of people that are trying to, you know, get those high kill games. We cleared out one side of the map. If you don't have a helicopter, even if you have a vehicle, it takes a long time to get to the other side of the map that usually is hot. The thing that I taught you guys in my last video on how to raise your Warzone KD, there's usually consistent hot spots of the map that you are going to almost be guaranteed people to be there early game. Boneyard, train station, superstore, airport, those areas of the map are always going to have people around them. So we clear out one side of the map already. Now we're going to take this helicopter, use this UAV, and now go towards the Boneyard side because there's probably going to be people there. And even if you don't have a UAV, you probably know they're going to be over there for that reason. So we take the UAV, there's people over by Boneyard, and now we're going to take this helicopter again, land it safe, and have another opportunity to get 3 or 4 more kills before there's even 70 people left. So yeah, again, now that we've cleared out most of the boneyard together, I'm not going to go super in-depth into the gunfights section of this video just because I don't really want to highlight that. I've done a lot of highlights of, like, you know, how to win your gunfights and how to fight as a squad and stuff, and I'm going to do a lot more of those in the future. But this is just really highlighting the helicopter use of how now we have this helicopter, which we got fresh over by boneyard. I dropped my team off for another helicopter, and now we have a lot of rotation room to go to one hot spot of the map, to the next, to the next, to the next. And now you can see we went from Superstore, hangars, the boneyard, and now to train station and promenade, all within the first circle. The first circle has not even ended yet, and we have basically cleared out 4 areas of the map that are usually going to have a lot of people, and we're also on pace to have another loadout which we can grab Ghost on early, which is super important. So here's another tip if you are more of the casual player. I actually play this a lot safer than I have to. I see that there are people over here on the minimap. What I'm circling right now, there's going to be red dots on the UAV. It looks like they're like around this area and these green buildings. So instead of landing right on top of a green building and getting right in the mix, what I would recommend you do, especially if you're not super, like, you know, crazy at the game, or you're not that confident in your skill yet, which you'll probably get there. You don't want to just land on top of the buildings like I was kind of explaining earlier. You could land on top of this green building, on top of this bank right here, or a little bit up the hill and run down and find some cover and then take the fight, you know, a little bit slower. You don't have to rush the gunfight, guys. The biggest thing with the helicopter that I haven't highlighted too much is when you're using this specific method of play to, you know, rotate around the map, you're seeing from our perspective that we're rushing a lot of the gunfights. I think the biggest thing in Warzone that doesn't get highlighted enough in tips videos is don't rush your gunfights. I know we don't really follow that method too often. Sometimes you do, depending on how serious you're watching the streamer play. But not rushing the gunfight is like the way you get more kills, because once you have a building and cover, you can take a little bit of time to get one pick at a time and, you know, kind of kill the squad one member at a time and then make the push instead of just running into 4 people and dying. Depending on how good you are, running into 4 people, no matter how good you are, you're going to die a lot of the time. And that's kind of how your games that you have 8 kills with 68 people left are going to come to a stop. So here, you're going to see us play a little bit smarter. Actually take this helicopter and land it on top of the bank. And you're going to see that right here on the minimap, we got 2 people up here and 2 people down low. So we're not right in the mix. We actually have height advantage on the people that we're about to fight, and that's going to help us a lot in this scenario. I leave those 2 people for Symphony. I split off, and now I'm able to kind of try and run and find some people in these houses on the UAV. And this is going to, once again, lead me for more opportunities to find people to kill on Warzone before the first circle even ends. And now that we're in the second circle, the fact that I have 9 to 10 to 11 kills is super good pace to find yourself at least a 20 bomb almost every single game. All right, so now that we've cleared out another area of the map, there are 44 people left. And this is what I mean, guys. You're seeing that we're taking this helicopter, we're rotating now over towards the hospital area of the map, a place that we have not been yet, and hoping that there's still people either hospital area or downtown. If they're downtown, we have the helicopter to land on top of the buildings. But you see that I have 12 kills and there's 42 and there's 42 people left. If I were to get 5 or 6 more kills, it's not a 20 bomb, but it's damn near close every time. And this game's not even where I had a super hot start, where I could have probably had a better start and played even better. So you can see how easy a 20 bomb can be, depending on how confident your game is, by playing this method, just because of how many opportunities we are getting to kill people and find people on the map, just because of the pace of play. I think the Warzone pace of play of rotations is super important. And then when you get into the gunfights, maybe I'll make a video on like how to really approach like 1v4 squad wipes or 1v3 squad wipes. If that's what you guys want, leave a comment down below. But you can see that the pace of play is just so easy for us to constantly find these people around the map. And that's really where you want to be if you're trying to up your average kill count in Warzone. And I don't think people do this enough, honestly. When I watch a lot of streamers that are really good players, don't get me wrong, they're not using their pace enough, and they're always talking about how they're capped around like, you know, 15 kills is like a really good game for me, but I feel like I'm way better than that. Like, I promise you I should be getting more like 20-25 kills. It's just their pace of play. Their pace of play tends to be a lot slower than it should be, and when their pace of play is slower than it should be, it's going to result in them just not finding people quick enough. And when you don't find people quick enough, no matter how good you are, you will not get 30 kills if you don't see 30 people. So this method is really, really important, and that's why I'm highlighting all this. You can still see, like, as we're watching this, all the helicopter rotations are just leading me to find more and more people. So then last, guys, right here is the last helicopter we'll have for the game. And the reason why is because it's about to get precision striked and clustered. So yeah, this helicopter is now gone. But I want to highlight that I have 35 people left, 17 kills now, because I've been going through downtown with the helicopter. And this is exactly where you want to be. Now you would want to switch over to a vehicle and, you know, drive around the map and try and be aggressive. Or if you're not the best player, you want to be a little bit more slow on the map, but you already have 15 kills. You already have 10 kills, depending on how good you are. You're in a good spot where late game kills is where you're going to get another like 5 or 6, because of the way late game Warzone plays. A lot of people like to play it really slow and in buildings. And then that's where you're going to use the zone and the rotations to let the people come to you and probably get the easiest kills of the game, other than those really, really easy beginning game kills. So here, the circle is not going to die out as quickly because of the sole fact that late game, it usually takes a little bit longer because people play slower. They have their loadouts by now. So having this much people left with 17 kills is somewhere where you really want to try and find yourself to be. And of course, if you're not super cracked out and you have 8 or 9 right now with 30 people left, you're still on pace for like 15 or 16 if you play the end game right. With that being said, though, if you want to play that end game right, if you guys also want to see how to play end game Warzone with the zone and stuff, please comment below. I'm trying to take all suggestions and get them done for you, especially with some of the videos that I get in the morning streams. So I'm trying to do my best to apply every single tip that I know in my brain to help you guys become better players. Whatever you guys want to see in this video, or more specifically, please let me know and I'll try and get it to you guys. But then, yeah, here, guys, now that we don't have a helicopter, we put a trophy on a vehicle and we're still able to rotate towards the red dots on the UAV. That's the most important thing, guys. We still have a vehicle. We're still keeping up that pace of play that I was talking about. And with vehicles, I explained this last video, but I'll explain it again. When you're in a vehicle, you're always going to want to try and get out a little bit earlier if you're not super like confident in your gameplay. And if you are super confident in your gameplay, then you're going to want to get out a little bit later towards the action and get right into the mix, which is super important. Okay, so after that whole entire fight in red, I ended up killing a lot of those people. That's not as common. I just ended up having a really good play. I got some good timing on some good squads. I got some easy kills. Now I have 26 kills left. But the one thing I really want to highlight is, as you can see, this gameplay is 27 minutes long. This doesn't end for another 7 or 8 minutes. There's only 15 people left, and that's kind of what I was highlighting before with the Warzone endgame. Warzone endgame is a lot longer than you think, especially in the moment, right? So when you're at the endgame, this is where you can still get a lot of kills. As you can see, there was like about 25 people left, and I just ran into another 8 or 9 kills because I forced the issue. That's super important to know, and that's why pace of play is important, that you get to those spots, but then you play it a little bit slower and you make sure those kills come to you. We are at the top of the hill. We have the circle, and now anyone that's not in the circle, and it's a pretty open one, is going to have to run to us. So if I skip forward here again, there are going to be people that are coming out from this buy over here that they have to run to us. You can see them on the mini-map right there. They're shooting and they're in a gunfight. We're going to have to actually be able to gatekeep them and get the easiest kills of all time, solely due to the fact that we're playing this Warzone endgame circle now smart. We're getting the edge. We're letting the people rotate from the cover in the buy stations to people running right into me without being able to do anything, because if they're not sprinting into me, the zone will actually kill them. So having these fights be able to go in my favor, even though I go down right there, super important stuff. I have my teammates with me. We challenge together. We wipe this squad, and now I'm going to come out of here with probably like around 29, 28 kills. Same thing here, using that Warzone endgame circle again. Staying inside the circle, but gatekeeping and making sure I have cover from people that could be in the circle. I see people shooting over here. I know one person's over there. This person's got to run from the bridge, because right here you can see this gunfight is right here. It's out of the circle. He's got to come towards me. I know that, and I get aggressive. If you're a little bit more of a, just a casual player, you're playing to have some fun, instead of pushing out of the zone like that, you would just want to stay on this hill and let him run to you. Play with patience. Let that guy come to you. You'll get another easy kill. Not much that he can do about it. And just like that, you found yourself getting another kill. So I pushed the issue here just because I'm, on pace for a 30 bomb. I really want to get it. And now I'm in a really good spot to get a few more kills. We know where the last team is because they were just fighting and calling airstrikes. They're at the end of the bridge. And now, again, you see these pings on the map. They are not in the circle. If you were going to be smart about this, which I actually do not play this smart because I am forcing the issue, you can wait at this bridge and they have to come to you through an open ravine or an open valley or whatever it is on the map. Usually, most of the time, they're going to have to run through an open field or by airport or something too. They're going to have to run to you. Just use the circle and let them come to you and have the cover. But if not, and you really want to get fancy with it, the way I challenge it, they're running through the open. I see them at the end of the bridge. Skip forward here. I get that one down with Joe. Now I know the rest of them are under the bridge. And now look how helpless these guys are, solely due to the fact that they have to either run into the open and run into my teammates because of the way we're playing the end game circle, or they're going to sit in the gas and die. So I throw a stun. I come behind them. It's either these guys ran forwards or backwards into me. Easiest win of our lives. And just like that, we're in a 3v1. This is an automatic win every single time. And you can see that this game, of course, depending on the lobby, sometimes lobbies don't hold up as much. I play plenty of lobbies in the morning where they don't. I play plenty of the lobbies in the morning where they do. Same thing at night. But seeing this amount of people is super important. And now, even if I didn't drop a 30-plus bomb here, I still probably would have dropped at least 15 to 20 by the pace of play that we were playing. And that's probably the most important thing in Warzone, is setting the pace that you want to play with the squad. So if you have a duo, a trio, If you're playing by yourself or you have a squad, that is where you want to get on the same page. With these guys in the morning, every day I play with them, they know exactly how we want to play. We want to play as fast as possible and try and get as many kills that we want. You can kind of, find your happy medium there by either playing a little bit slower than that, but also use those vehicles to get you more kills. So if you can do that with your duo, solo, or whatever you want to do, I promise you, using rotations like that with the helicopter. Well, in solos, there's no helicopters, but using the helicopters and anything else, I promise you, your duo, trio, or squad will see so many more opportunities to get kills. And that is the most important thing in Warzone. So I hope this video helps you guys. If it does, please like, comment, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. Comment on what you guys want to see next. And of course, I will try and provide you the best content on this YouTube channel that I can provide. And also, if you guys have not subscribed to the Crowder Shorts channel, that is my daily YouTube Shorts upload where you're going to see funny highlights, Warzone lessons, or anything else, or funny conversations from my stream on that. So if you go to the description below, go to the Crowder Sports channel, I promise you, you guys will not be disappointed if you sub to that as well. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, it's been your boy Crowder. Have a great day. Peace out.